I faced some challenges medically on really three specific times in my life that the alternatives that they gave me, or the options that were given me following traditional medical routes, were not something that I wanted to pursue because they weren't anywhere near compatible with what I felt my life could be and should be. So I started looking at alternative avenues to follow. Some of those are circuitous. You know, you learn a little bit here and a little bit there, and by the time you can put everything together, then you find some things that are working for you. I had one very dramatic incident in my life that was life-threatening, and traditional medicine remedies as such. This product is designed to be used in a spray technology. It's done for a couple of reasons. One is the absorbability in the mouth is very high because it's all mucous membrane. The other thing is we want to introduce as little into the body to get the benefit as possible. Philosophy and which we've benefited from, and M really likes what we're producing on this basis because we don't want to give the body more than it needs. You can regulate this very easily with the technology that we have. So with a typical person wanting to use this, it would be 6 to 10 sprays in the mouth. If you're going to use it for sleep, then we suggest that initially start with maybe an hour before bedtime, 6 to 10 sprays under the tongue. 6 is usually plenty for someone. And if you have a problem with your circadian rhythm, because not everyone's the same, some of you may take this at night and all of a sudden you're ready to go another 8 hours. I have an associate that has to take this in the morning. I take it about an hour before bedtime. My wife takes it about a half an hour before bedtime. If she takes it an hour before bedtime, she crawls into bed. And this will not put you to sleep. What it does is it allows the body to regulate serotonin levels so that you take that natural route from serotonin to melatonin to sleep, and it enables the body to go through a natural process in a timely manner. The other benefits of it are going to be manifest too. They just may be on a lesser level. The interesting thing is because it is a serotonin modulator, that means it can take high serotonin levels, bring them down, low serotonin levels, bring them up. Because it is a serotonin modulator, it will affect all the serotonin pathways. So you're looking at about a dozen serotonin pathways, sleep being one of them, memory being one, depression, mood disorders, libido, fat metabolism. You can look those up and see what all the metabolic pathways are for serotonin, and you can literally expect to have some effect on that in every part of your body that's affected by serotonin. Serotonin levels are interesting in the body in that high serotonin levels are usually associated with behaviors such as ADHD, autism, things on that kind of spectrum. Serotonin levels are typically manifest in depression, mood disorders, obesity, sleep disorders, and things like that. So when you take the M3Z, that is going to allow the body then to regulate that. It's adaptogenic. So if this is taken by someone with a high serotonin level, the body will tend to lower it down. Now, the beauty of this is that with people with high serotonin levels or low serotonin levels, one of the standard modes of treatment is SSRIs, where they're the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Those are Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, all of those things that are typically given. The problem with an SSRI is that it does not stop the accumulation of serotonin in the body. And as you go along this serotonin spectrum and your body is not metabolizing it off, you'll reach the drug's targeted goal, which is feeling good. The problem with SSRIs is they continue to accumulate serotonin in the body, and they can bring about some pretty aberrant behavior. People get stressed, they can get very anxious, they can get violent, they can commit suicide. These are some of the things that have led the SSRIs to be restricted to only people above 21 years old. You can't prescribe them for young adults. So the serotonin level is critical to a nice smooth surface of the ocean emotionally. And if you can't achieve that, then it gets very difficult. That's the beauty of what we're trying to accomplish with M, is to get that nice equilibrium to everyone. How Dr. Coplin would explain this product or share it with someone after 20 years of experiencing it and having the benefit of it. Well, sometimes 20 years can be a disadvantage, but in this case, I think it is an advantage in that I've seen this thing under all circumstances and how it responds in my body, or how I respond to it. Often on a plane, or hopefully none of us are riding too many buses, but anyway, in common travel, conversations are not difficult to start, and I do this frequently. It's not unusual to be on a plane on a weekly basis for me. But it's also good in the gym. It's also good in almost any situation that I'm at. One of the first things I do when I get comfortable on an airplane is I take out a bottle of this and I take sprays. And I mean, it takes someone of an impossible personality not to ask what I'm doing. So I use this as my prop. I take it when I get on the plane and I notice we're all settled in, and I've made my introduction. I've said hi to the person next to me, and you know, where are you going, and things like that. Then I'll pop this out of my backpack and I take 6 sprays. The conversation always ensues. You know, well, what are you taking? And they typically want to know if I'm taking something to put me to sleep. That's not unusual. And I say, well, it's not to put me to sleep, but it relaxes me so that if I want to sleep, I can sleep. And most people are not of the makeup that if they want to sleep, they can go to sleep. You know, you have to think how rare that is. Well, I can go to sleep if I want to go to sleep. If I don't want to go to sleep, I don't. I will still read or do something on my iPad or do some homework. But I break the conversation like that. And once they see what I have, I start explaining it to them and what it does. I explain that it's an all-natural sleep aid that allows my body to normalize serotonin levels. And that will always get their interest. I've never had anybody not be interested in that. And typically, I can give them a card. I can give them, that's got my website on it and things like that, or you know, an M card, whatever I've got with me to convey that idea, I do. I do it in the gym. I get to the gym every morning about the same time. I put my gym bag up on this counter, and I get ready to work out. And the first thing I do is I take this out and I spray under my tongue. And invariably, someone will say, hey, what are you doing? Or if they've been there and seen that I do it and they're using the product, they'll turn to whoever asked me their question. They'll say, oh, I use that too. So it's great. You get people pitching it for you. I do this if I see people that are dealing with an autistic child or a child with ADHD. I'm not afraid at all to ask them what kind of medications they're using or anything like that. With ADHD and autism, it's not unusual to find kids on things that I would not want to put my child on. A lot of them are on Ritalin or some sort of SSRI that will alter not only their behavior, but it really alters their personality. So I will talk to people no matter what the situation. If I see someone that is having a particular difficulty with a frustrating moment, I'm not afraid to go up and ask them, hey, would you like to try something that might help you with that? I don't hesitate to take the opportunity to help someone. And that's really what I'm doing, is I'm offering them some sort of aid. And if they rebuff me, that's fine too. I'm never hesitant about it, and I'm not bashful about it. So the beauty of M3Z is that you can take it about any time. You don't have to be just going to sleep. I take it when things are tense. I take it every time I get on an airplane because I'm always a little antsy about how we might land. I take it for stress. I take it for things like if I'm sitting down to a huge meal that someone is banqueting me, I will even take it before then because I find that it will help me suppress my appetite. I'm not eating nervously then. So, sleep, stress, appetite. We won't go into the delicate things of libido and things, but it does have some effect there too. So you can take it for a lot of different reasons, and I do.